Hi guys, my name's Alana. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Mental Health with Alana. If you're new here, please click the red subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up and also turn on your bell notification so you'll be notified every time I post a video. I post videos on Monday and Fridays if you're interested, so stay tuned for that. I also have a business called Care Boxes by Alana. I create sensory boxes for your mental health and neurodivergent issues. I will put a picture of my Instagram on the screen here to show you. If you would like to check out my boxes or order one, please go to my Instagram. So for today's video, I'm going to be talking about the kind of grieving process that many of us who have illnesses kind of go through, or disabilities. And, you know, kind of like how we have to adjust and change with either conditions maybe that you've only just been diagnosed with, or maybe you grew up as able-bodied but then you became disabled through an accident, or, you know, maybe, you know, like illness has come later on in life, things like that. It was something I was thinking about the other day, and I did write an Instagram post about it on my Alana, Mental Health with Alana Instagram account, which is where I do all my, like, you know, mental health and stuff, like content on there. But I was just thinking about, like, for me, I've always had symptoms of mental illness, even as a child. There were quite clear signs, but they just weren't picked up on by adults in my life due to not being aware or educated and things like that, numerous reasons. But I would say, like, my mental health really severely impacted me over the last year, where I had a year-long psychotic episode, and my diagnosis was changed from bipolar to a schizoaffective bipolar type. And obviously, I mean, having schizophrenia and bipolar is such a life-changing thing, and, you know, I'm really, like, 24, so it is, you know, it's young, but, like, unfortunately that's when these kind of illnesses generally kind of manifest and come out. And I would say it's been definitely hard for me, because before I was really struggling with psychosis, I was still ill. Like, I still have numerous mental health conditions. I have a learning disorder that makes life quite difficult. I've also got a physical health condition, which has only recently kind of been looked into. And so because of all these things, like, it's really made me think about, beforehand, like, my body was able to physically do a lot more, very physically limited. I use a walking stick now, and I'm in the process of getting a walker that can turn into, like, a wheelchair at the same time, so like a 2-in-1. You know, so that's been a major adjustment for me, and even my, like, friends and family and stuff like that, because, you know, I used to be really fit. Well, I wouldn't say fit as in healthy, because I would over-exercise ridiculous amount, but the point was that I could do large amounts of exercise very regularly. And now, you know, I can really only do, like, basic low kind of level stretching and Pilates, and that's been really hard, because in my head I'm like, I can do this activity, I can do this physical exercise. Like, I used to do running, I used to do dancing, horse riding, I used to walk, like, good couple kilometers every day, you know. So I'm in my head, like, I could do full-on Pilates routines. Like, in my head I'm like, oh, like, I can totally do this, and then I do it and it just backfires so badly, and I'm reminded of the fact that my body just can't do what it used to do. And it may not always be like this, but for the time being, that's how it is. And I have had to adjust using mobility aids. I mean, it's very hard to use mobility aids as a person in their 20s, like, as a young person, because I feel like mobility aids and disability stuff is really geared towards elderly people, and a lot of this stuff is very, like, medicalized, which is why I've tried to get, you know, fancy canes and things like that. And I'll be looking into how I can maybe decorate something, you know, on my walker and things like that, just to make it a bit more nicer. And I'm hopefully going to get, like, a red one. But, you know, like, it's hard to adjust, and you definitely feel like people are constantly looking at you all the time. and some days you just really don't want people's attention on you. And you know, like even with my mental illness, like obviously I still have mental illnesses before this, you know, long kind of period of being unwell, but like last year was like the peak of my mental illness. Really, it was like the worst it's probably ever been. And I'm still struggling now, even though I'm a lot better. I'm still struggling with a lot of cognitive symptoms like brain fog, not being able to get my thoughts in order and find words, and my memory is really like even worse, and I already have memory issues due to my learning disorder. And so, you know, like just all these things has combined, and I think it's normal to grieve what your body, your brain, whatever it is, could do before. And I think it's okay to feel sad about it, because you've gone through such a big change and your whole life has been turned upside down. The way that you function, the way that you interact in society, community, everyone else, the way that you can work, you know, like that's all been impacted. Finances, I mean, honestly, if you have any sort of illness, you know how flippin' expensive it is. Oh my gosh, you know. Like the cost of medical supplies and medical, you know, mobility aids and a bunch of things like that, it's just so expensive. And even grieving the fact that I have to be on so many medications. I mean, my medications have literally helped me so much, but there's obviously side effects and things that are really not nice that you have to deal with. And it's also the money, having to pay for your medication, you know, all these things. And, you know, I try to be confident when using mobility aids, and I try to, you know, be really positive about it. Same with my medication, whenever I feel down about it, I remind myself about all the good things it does and like how well I am now because I'm on it. And you know, I kind of keep in the back of my mind that hopefully eventually maybe we could reduce a little bit of it. But yeah, it's okay. Basically what I'm saying is it's okay to grieve. It's okay to be sad and to feel upset at the fact that you're not the same person as you were before, and these experiences change you as a person, and it can be really hard to face reality and to accept that you don't have the same abilities anymore and your life doesn't look the same anymore. Things may be a lot harder for you generally. The world is not set up to be accessible, unfortunately, and so that's another thing that we have to navigate. You know, and then there's society's opinions on us and other people's views, and it's just a lot. And I just wanted to come in here and say that, like, I totally understand, and if you're struggling with anything like this, I really can relate and I feel for you. And although I do always try to push, like, you know, real positive kind of reactions around a lot of this stuff, it's definitely okay to admit that you're struggling and it's hard. So, I mean, if you've struggled with any of this, please comment down below. I know a lot of my friends, when I posted my mental health post about this particular topic on my Instagram, I know a lot of people commented and said that they could really relate. And so I'm hoping that this will maybe, you know, reach somebody. If you're feeling alone, if you're feeling isolated, if you're feeling stressed because of financial difficulties due to your disability, maybe you're stuck in bed all the time, you know, and you can't go out and do things that you want to do or that your friends are doing. Like, I understand, and I'm really sorry that that's happening, because it's not fair, really, but it's just something we do have to live with. So yeah, thank you guys for watching my video. Please check out my mental health playlist, because I have a lot of videos on different mental health topics. So if you're interested in finding like a specific topic, then go look on my playlist, because I have categorized everything kind of in there. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and for supporting my channel, and I'll see you in my next video.